I don't want you to think that my son is some kind of monster, because he's not. He is a wonderful child. But he is severely and profoundly autistic.
We first introduced you to Frankie's case back in January. His mother is fighting to create a residential facility closer to home for children with severe autism and other intellectual disabilities. Rachel Moldoveanu says that there is no such place in Kentucky. It's why she just left her son in some 700 miles away in Kansas, where he's receiving specialized care that he can't find here. Today, Rachel spoke in front of the Senate Committee for Family and Children, bringing to light a dire situation many lawmakers in the room didn't even know was happening.
In the third part of our special report here, our Brooke Hash and photojournalist Addie Hill share the gaps in the system and the plan to fix them.
Since our story ran, I've had over 30 families reach out to me. 30 families who are in the same position that I'm in right now.
Rachel Moldoveanu is a mother of 3, but Tuesday the conversation centered around just one of her kids, her 15-year-old son with severe autism, whose aggressive behavior over the years has made it unsafe to stay at home.
Our son was getting bigger than us. He was getting stronger than us. And we reached a point where the safety of our family, and especially my 2 daughters, was in jeopardy.
Frankie needed specialized care beyond what Rachel and her husband could give, and they quickly found out the state does not have a residential facility for kids like Frankie unless they're in state custody.
I really had no guidance about where to go. I was advised that it would be best to put my child in state custody.
The Secretary of the Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services responding.
When I heard that somebody had suggested to you that you terminate parental rights, I hate that. That should never be the option. Never.
Rachel hired an attorney and fought for another solution, an exemption that would allow Kentucky Medicaid to pay for her son's care across state lines.
He is at Heart Spring. It is a wonderful therapeutic day school that also has a residential option. They also serve their local community with outpatient resources and services. It is a wonderful place.
A place in Kansas.
The physical pain of being separated from your child, especially a child who is nonverbal, who cannot tell you if they're sad. They cannot pick up the phone and call you and say, "Mom, I'm homesick." We are failing families in Kentucky because the best option for my child was 700 miles away. And that should not be the case.
And Frankie isn't alone. There are dozens of Kentucky kids living out of the state for the same reasons. But why? Senator Danny Carroll asked the state's only residential provider, Key Assets Kentucky, why they haven't expanded to accommodate more families and why others haven't attempted to build here.
Is it that hard to survive in being this level of provider?
It's a workforce issue. I'm not going to take in a child if I can't safely keep them and care for them and provide the care.
A dwindling workforce for a community begging for help.
When my son was born in 2009, the rate of autism was 1 in 110. Today it's 1 in 36. And so I'm asking all of you, this needs to be a priority.
Senators promising to be a part of the fix.
I had no idea that this was the state of the current state of our kids with autism in Kentucky.
There are holes in our services. Those are areas that we have to improve in. That we just have to, and it's not just in your case, but it's in all cases.
Today was the first step in a lengthy process for Rachel Moldoveanu, who is determined to bring Frankie's house here to Kentucky one day, and we will continue to follow that journey. From the state capitol, Brooke Hash, WHAS 11 on your side.
One of the suggestions that came from today's session included having lawmakers tour places out of state like Heart Spring that have discovered ways to take care of children with special needs.